Welcome to Redeeming the Time with Carol Marie. Redeeming the Time is a series of purpose-filled insights for you to redeem God's time with fresh revelation from the Lord. Stay tuned for today's message.
Why are you here?
To glorify you.
Have you ever wondered why?
Yes.
Why am I here? What's my purpose? How come? You know, and He wants us every day just to say, Lord, I align with my assignment. Whatever you have in mind for today, I say yes. I just say yes.
Yes.
And you know what? When you let Him be God and you let Him be in control, He has divine surprises for you. It's so exciting, you guys. And then you just let His nudges guide you.
Amen.
You know? Somebody comes along your way, you're listening the whole time. I'm looking for the why in the situation, not just my why, but the why in the situation. When I go someplace, I'm looking for that one, the real reason why I'm there. You know, He could use us in a whole room to influence lives. But there's a real reason why you're there. There's that one or two. Haven't you noticed that? You'll go somewhere and the whole time you're thinking, okay, why am I really here? And then you get there and when you leave, you know, then you realize it. You go, oh, that's why. That's why. Now, don't be surprised when something may come up, because in the spirit, you know, the enemy is not all-knowing. He's not God. He's a fallen angel. Okay, but he can see in the spirit because he's a spirit being, right? Well, he can see when there's anointing over somebody or something, and he's out to steal, kill, and destroy. So don't be surprised if you go with the mission to be a blessing, and something happens to steal your joy. And then you know my story about the gal that pulled in front of me on my way to Walmart. Yes. and then she pulled in and took my parking place. You know, I had to constantly just bless her and work through that.
Yes.
And then I get inside a Walmart, and there was a widow that took care of me at the cash register, and she closed down her line just so that she could talk to me and have me pray with her. And after it was all over, the Lord said that was a test. He didn't cause that lady to act ugly earlier that stole my parking place, but He tested me to see if I would stay in Him. See, we got to stay in Him. And if we stay in Him, then His will and purpose is manifested, right?
That's right.
All right, let's look at this. Let's go to right at the end of your lesson. Those of you that have notes, if you're watching this on the internet, on annasgate.org, there's notes that you can download. All right, what I want you to know is, think about you personally. First of all, when I say three, and I count to three, I want you to tell me your name, all out loud at the same time, okay? Do you know your name? Think about it a minute, okay? Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Jerry.
Cindy didn't say her name. We gotta do it again. Okay, what is your name? 1, 2, 3.
Jerry.
All right, there you go.
Yes.
So, who are you? You just said who you are. Okay. Now, there's power in the name, isn't there?
Yes.
And look up your name if you don't know what the meaning is. Okay. If it doesn't have a good meaning, then go for a good meaning. Jabez meant one that causes grief. So he went to God and he said, I don't want to cause grief. I want to bring blessing, and I want you to enlarge my territory.
Hallelujah.
So, you know, if your name doesn't mean something good, go for something that does. You know, just go to God and have Him bless you anyway. Yeah. Okay. All right, now think a minute. What is strengths that you have in your life? Just think of it. if there was something in your life, this isn't on your notes, so I'm just kind of taking you on a rabbit trail. Think about strength that's in your life that is a quality you have that you can maybe teach somebody else. Is that kind of strength? That there's something that you know how to do, or it may be a quality in your life that you could teach somebody else. Everybody thinking about something? And you might want to write this down, okay? And when I say 3, I'm going to have you say it, okay? Everybody got something? A strength. Now, it doesn't have to be just something, you know, like feeding 1,000 people at a time out of 2 loaves and a fish. You know, it can be just, you know, maybe you have the ability to encourage. Maybe you are a giver. Maybe you're a good helper, that you don't have to be in front of everybody all the time, that you can back other people up. Maybe you love to pray. Huh? What brings you joy, and what is a strength in your life that you could help somebody with? Everybody got something? Okay, when I say 3, I want you to say it out loud. 1, 2, 3.
Past experience.
There you go. So now we know who you are and what you can do.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Yeah. Gets you thinking, doesn't it? All right, now think a minute. What angers you? Think about, you know, what angers you? If you see somebody maybe abused, does that anger you? If you see children being hurt,
Yes.
or you see somebody, maybe somebody being taken advantage of, you know, as a woman. What angers you? I remember developing skincare when I used to own day spas, and what brings me joy is to see life come to someone. What angers me is when people want to give up on life. Okay? So, when I found out that majority of a lot of skincare companies at that time, their collagen came from abortion clinics, it angered me. Because, see, it's connected to who I am. I exhort to bring life. And it angered me that death was taking place. See? And it caused me that, then how can I use that? See, it caused me to develop skincare that had notarized certificates that nothing came from human byproducts. Yeah. Because it could be slipped in there and people didn't even know what they were buying. What angers you? Think about it. What angers you? And do most of you have something in your mind? Okay. When I say 3, I want you to say it. 1, 2, 3.
Children being hurt.
Evil.
Yeah? Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, if you were to use your gift to help somebody else, to bring transformation in their life, how would you do that? Think about that. If your joy, like mine, my example, my joy was to bring life and to help people, okay? And what angered me was when people gave up on life. So how could I use that to bring transformation, to help someone else? I developed skincare that was not from abortion clinics. Okay. Now, it doesn't have to be developing a skincare line. Maybe you have a gifting in teaching. And what brings you joy is to see the light bulb go off in somebody's head. Okay? What angers you maybe is when children are mistreated or abused. So then how would you put that together? Where you could help children learn, right? See how you can connect it? What you do is you find your gifting. I am so thrilled. I remember when Gloria first came here, and I was praying in somebody that had administrative knowledge to help me in the office. And so one day she put her hand up and she said, "Carol Marie, I think that's what I'm supposed to do." And I said, "Hallelujah!" See, her gifting was in administrative.
Yes.
And her frustration, what would anger her when things would not be in order, things didn't add up, you know? And so her compassion, because of her strength and her and what angered her, put those together, and she's a blessing to Anna's Gate. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, hallelujah.
Good.
See, that helps you find your why. Jerry, I remember when he first came here, he said, see, he had been in ministry before, and he saw how people would try to use the system and misuse ministry. And he said, Carol, me, God sent me here to watch your back. I appreciate that. See, what angered him, see, he had a gift in discernment and overseeing, but what angered him when he saw stuff misused. So then I end up getting blessed because God assigned him to watch my back. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Listen, see what I'm getting at, guys? Sometimes we make it so lofty that we don't tap into our why. And our why can change according to our season. You know, my why when I was married was different than now when I'm single, right? When I had little children, my why was a little different than now when they're grown. What's your why? But you know what? My strengths and my giftings, I'm still Carol Marie. See, tap into who you are and your giftings. Remember when we studied names? This goes back, I just feel like God's wanting you to look up your name and really dig into that. But remember, I was named after my father, whose name is Carl. And so then I was Carol. And Marie is my middle name. And so for years I went by Carol. And my parents were both perfectionists. And my dad was a real workaholic, you know, just strong, go. And so everything was performance. You know, if you got a compliment from Dad, it was you did a good job, you know. Okay, so I was geared that way. And I still have to watch it. And those of you that I wear, they're all nodding their heads. All right, you don't have to be so enthusiastic about this. So I remember when the Lord had me go by Carol Marie. That's why I'm so emphatic about that. When if you call me Carol, I'll say Carol Marie. Right. It's an act of obedience to the Lord. Because Carol, it can be translated Song of Joy, but really it's the feminine of Carl. Carl means hard worker or farmer, which means a farmer at that time was somebody that really worked hard. And so, and they still do, but I mean that was, if you're going to say somebody was a hard worker, you call them a farmer. So anyway, Carl meant hard worker, see, performance. And so, I was always hard working, because I was named after my daddy, okay? So the Lord spoke to me and he said, I want you to have excellence, but I want you to do it from being a living fragrance. See, Marie means living fragrance. So he said, you're Carol Marie.
So you're a hard-working, living fragrance.
I am. I make you sweat. Fragrantly. I help you release your fragrance.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, so look up your name, look up your middle name. Okay? And then see if there's something in your name that you haven't tapped into yet. That's part of who you are. Okay? Yeah. And then you tap into what your strengths are. Okay? What are your strengths? All right. So, who would like to be an example? Jerry-Ann? Are you giving me a notice, or are you wanting to be an example? Okay, come up here and stand. Okay, so we've got Jerry-Ann. Woo-hoo! Okay. Now you just have to stand there for now. Come, you can come in here. Okay. All right. Now, those of you that know Jerry-Ann, start telling me the strengths that you see in her life. Okay? This is the strengths. Okay, what is she?
Persistent.
She's awesome.
Persistent.
Uh-huh.
Okay, what else? Patience.
Smiles a lot. She's a happy lady.
She's tender.
What?
She's dedicated.
Dedicated.
Warm. Dedication.
Okay, there was, after patient, what did we get?
Warm and friendly.
Warm and friendly.
Decorator.
She's decorated.
Yes, she's decorative. She can decorate.
Oh, creative.
Oh, yeah, she's got
Creative.
great talent.
Change that to creative. Decorated.
She's
Okay.
intelligent.
Loving. Okay.
She's very intelligent.
I'll put that up here. Okay.
He said intelligent.
I mean, really,
Super
really
intelligent.
smart. I mean, that doesn't even,
That's off the chart.
yeah.
Smart.
Brilliant would be a better thing.
There you go.
Yes.
Amazing. I mean, talk about, she can do more things
Yes.
at one time, or whatever.
Multitask.
More things. Okay, so she can get a lot done.
Yes.
Okay, alrighty. Now, okay, so this is strength, okay? So what angers you in, not really, really long, but.
Anything I can't understand.
Oh.
Because she's really smart.
Yes.
That's right, that's
good.
So she
Amen.
doesn't understand.
Can't lack on around your understanding.
Lack. Understanding, okay. Okay. What else angers you?
Not being able to communicate clearly.
Oh my gosh. I mean, you communicate. Okay, a lack of
That's
communication.
why.
Okay.
I hate it when people can't understand what I'm trying to say.
Because we're not as. Okay, so a lack of communication, where do you think that might be connected to? If she's got a lot inside of her, doesn't she?
Yes,
Oh,
She's
yes.
wanting to release it,
Yeah.
and not everybody can understand it, huh?
The voice.
A voice. So, say that, elaborate on that. You don't think she doesn't feel that she's positioned to have a voice?
No, she was attacked.
Oh, right. So you didn't have a voice as a child,
And
so
that's
you're,
correct.
okay. Realize. Okay, so one of the things that angers you would be connected to children.
Well, connected, yeah, to any hushing of what is real in a person's life.
So what is it that you're wanting to do though?
Or work with abused women.
Okay.
Okay. And also you have a heart for the fatherless and the
Yes,
children.
Father.
Okay, so see how that's connected?
Yes.
So the very thing that was, what angers her is connected to part of her calling, right?
Yes.
Right.
Okay, so now if you put those two together, what would take place? Huh? She just mentioned what she wants to do.
Help
Help who?
the abused woman.
Uh-huh. Someone that their voice has been taken away from,
Oh, okay.
right?
One of the things that really speaks to me is even in healing as an adult, nobody wanted to hear anything about my healing or my past. I was never allowed to speak my truth
Okay.
because it was so painful.
Right.
So being able to communicate in an effective way is very important.
Okay,
And
give,
giving others the chance to do that.
give Jerry Ann a hand.
Kudos.
Okay, so what you've got, so now we've got a balance though too, okay? What, I remember when I first got into widows ministry, my passion, what triggered this was thinking about what Jerry Ann, having a voice. When the Lord started unfolding to me about widows ministry and his heart for the widow, well, I wanted, and I'm not saying this about you, but I'm just saying, I wanted to tell everybody about the widow, whether they wanted to hear about it or not. I was on staff in a ministry, and we would have a board meeting, and I would take the board meeting and talk about widows ministry. And we weren't there for a widows ministry. We were there for the pastor's agenda. But that was my passion.
Yeah.
And I finally got a place that I could share it with. So I'm saying to you, check and see, find out what is it that brings you joy, what is your strengths, what is it that angers you, and then, remember, we say yes to our assignment. Now God's called us, and for, like as Jerry Ann was saying, she wasn't allowed to have a voice for a long time. And now she can be a voice not only for her situation, but a voice for those that have no voice.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay.
Amen.
But what I'm saying, get your balance in there too.
Yeah.
Don't be like I did, where, it's like, oh no, here we go, we're gonna talk about widows ministry again, You can say everything, you can say anything to anyone if you say it right.
Right.
Okay.
So Paul, the Apostle Paul, he spoke to the Romans in words that the Romans could understand. He spoke to the Jews in words that the Jews could understand. He was all things to all people so that the gospel would be released, right? Yeah,
Amen.
that was his goal.
Yes.
Okay, if he would have just said, well, this is just who I am,
That's right.